have one item that I was going to spend briefly on, but Mr. Wisman has brought up something that I feel compelled I should address as a county
I think
commissioner.
we know you, but state your name.
My name is Jay Purcell, I'm 2nd District Cape Girardeau County Commissioner. I just wanted to address some of the things Mr. Wisman said.
Okay.
I don't really have a horse in that race. I support the citizens' will one way or the other. There's 2 or 3 things he said that I think needs to be addressed. One is the concern about the salaries of our county clerk staff. The facts are that's why we pay taxes. That's no different than trying to demand that we reimburse for when a deputy sheriff shows up at your house or an ambulance service technician showing up at your house. That's why we pay taxes. The other important issue is, and I've dealt with this on charter government, we've discussed about putting charter government on the ballot at the county. And the facts are, as long as it is put on a general ballot that already has an existing vote, in this case we will. The November election is an existing election that will happen. There is a very nominal cost, and let me stress, it's nominal. The only time there's true cost that we might be concerned about is if it's a special election where you're putting out an entire ballot when you normally wouldn't. So I just felt compelled to put that out there because I just don't think it's accurate, some of the things that he had pointed out. And I'm sorry, if I could, I'm going to address why I'm here. Again, I'm Jay Purcell. I want to speak to some issues that have been going on locally in county and city government. I'm a little disappointed at Doug Austin because everybody is pale in comparison to Mr. Austin. First of all, I want to say I'm proud to be elected as a city councilman 3 times, county commissioner twice. Very proud to have been part of some big accomplishments in this community, infrastructure improvements, public transportation, industrial recruitment. I was talking to Kenneth earlier today, and it's a lot of people don't know this, but the very fact that not Vantage Drive, that Veterans Drive is being built is because a direct result of my work as a county commissioner making that easement available to the city. And I think it's an excellent example of the cooperation that happens between city and county governments making things happen. But let's be honest, the last 2 years have been very controversial. I don't think anybody would dispute that. It's pretty well documented about all the stuff that I've exposed to county government. Some would agree, some would disagree, but there have been many instances that I've exposed corruption at the county level. Citizens have known about this corruption for years, but they've never been able to prove it without an audio recording. Well, the reason I'm here is because I continue to bring up things that I think are important, not only at the county level, but the city level. But every time that I bring up these issues that I think are important to the citizens, not only the city, but the county, there's a core group of people within county government, some within city government, within the media, that continues to try to repaint history, rewrite history, I should say, and try to paint me as someone who's causing trouble, who is trying to create controversy in an effort to discredit and destroy what I'm trying to accomplish. Now, I'm going to ignore those things because I've always been raised to believe in what you're doing and stick to your guns. And I'm going to go by what my wife has been telling me lately. She always refers to me as the citizen's loyal watchdog. I'm the citizen's loyal watchdog in the sense that anytime I see something that's being wrong against the will of the citizens, I bark. The unfortunate issue is many of the people that are offended by the change that I'm advocating, the things that I expose, want a sleeping cat. So I continue to be the sleeping dog when they want, a barking dog when they want a sleeping cat. And obviously that's where the controversy comes about. And you're probably about this time wondering, why is he here bringing all this up? I think that's an appropriate question. It's pretty clear to most citizens, whether you agree with Jay Purcell or not, that there's been a mounting media campaign against me. And what's really kind of got me to the point where I felt compelled that I needed to come to this forum and speak is an article that ran in the Southeast Missourian the other day about me being sued by a citizen. Now, this is America. Anybody's allowed to take suit, and I'm not going to speak ill of that person. But the facts are, I'm here to tell you that's a frivolous lawsuit, and it will be found to have been frivolous. The house was clearly posted with condemnation signed. We've got all types of ways to show that we were 100% in the right. But what got me to the point where I wanted to come in and speak to the city council and the citizens at large was, over and over and over now, I get stopped by citizens everywhere, and they're saying, what is the deal? We've never seen anybody seem to get as much media exposure as you are. I've actually heard several citizens say, what is it that the Rust have against you? And I have a problem explaining it without sounding too negative. But once I kind of lay out what I think the problems are and the history behind all of it, they just kind of look at me and say, I've never heard that. And that's why I'm here tonight. because I'm intending tonight to bring out things that should have been brought out in 2004, 2005, 2006, that by design was not reported. And by doing that, I want to show the citizens that there is a true need in our community to clean up what's going on. I'm running out of time. I just want to say a few quick things.
Mr. Mayor, is this?
With city government?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm allowed to, I don't want to abuse the time. I apologize.
But get real specific.
That's
about
what I'm getting
something.
ready to do. I apologize. In 2005, 2004, the city of Cape Girardeau was sued in federal court. A lot of you guys probably aren't aware. The mayor of Cape Girardeau, Jay Knudtson, was sued in federal court for abuse of authority as the mayor. Here's the lawsuit. I'll leave it with the press. It's never been reported. I got involved in that as a city councilman because a citizen asked me to get involved. I tried like the dickens to get that issue resolved. It was clear to me that there were forces at work at that time that did not want to get resolved.
We gotta move on.
I appreciate you don't want those things out.
No, that's not true.
I understand. I apologize for saying that. My point is, I would like at some point in time for this city council, and I'll put myself on the agenda, but I think in order for this community to move forward, we need to acknowledge some of the mistakes made in the past, and we need to acknowledge that there are several things that this community needs to do to move forward without bashing and trying to destroy people, like Morley Swingle investigating his own wife's hit and run when I was on the city council. I will leave that with you also. Or me being on the front page of the newspaper for a lawsuit, and one of your own city councilmen and Joe Emerson's treasurer was in court today. Again, it's not my attempt to defame, discredit anybody. My attempt here is to show that we have an uneven playing field, and there's no way that we're going to get justice in this community. There's no way we're going to move forward as a community till we address the ugly truth that there are powerful people that control what goes on in this community. And if you don't stand up to them,
I think we've got,
we have issues.
I think we've got the message.
I appreciate your time. I apologize for overstepping the time, but I will leave these documents here. And again, I want to be very clear, I'm not being critical of anyone up here. You weren't on the council then. I'm just using this as a forum to show that things need to change. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else?
What was your goal in coming before the council meeting tonight?
My entire goal tonight is to make sure that the citizens are aware that the political process here is no different than anywhere else in the country. If you stand up to the powers that be, they're going to turn around and try to persecute you, discredit you, and destroy you in an effort to preserve their status and their power. And so I wanted to show that there's clear proof that in the past, several times, they have protected people that are in power, like the mayor of Cape Girardeau, like the prosecuting attorney of Cape Girardeau, and they choose to report the whole truth on those that disagree with them, and then they try to ignore or underreport the truth about their friends and cronies.
And why did you choose tonight to speak out? Why tonight? One
Basically, in an effort to make sure that they don't end up swaying citizens' minds to think that I'm some type of criminal, because I think that's their intent. They want to continue to print these half-truths in the newspaper and make me look like I'm not an ethical person, an honest person, when the facts show that I'm the one that continues to bring all these things out, stand up to the powers that be, and try to make things change.
Anything else you want to add?
No.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
No problem.